So I welcome you all to another video on Sagar on Wheels. I know it has been a long time since my last video, which was on the FZ. I think it must have been 3 months. I was a bit occupied with my stuff, and so here I am back. And I'm back because yesterday, as we all know, Bajaj has launched the Pulsar 250 twins, that is the F250 and the N250. The F is, of course, the faired version, and the N is the naked version. And being a Pulsar guy who has ridden Pulsar for more than 10 years now, uh, I am here with my opinion, which is totally unbiased and uninfluenced by what we are seeing out there in the media. But I have always been very proud of this brand, Pulsar, because it has brought so many new things to the market. For example, if you begin with the projector headlights, then fuel injection, which Bajaj brought with the 220 Fi back in 2006 or 2007, if I remember. Then LED tail lights, backlit switches. These are the many things that were not existent in the market back then, and Bajaj was the first to bring them. But sadly, this time Bajaj has done nothing groundbreaking with the Pulsar, and this motorcycle has been launched on the 20th anniversary of the Pulsar brand. So everybody out there even had a lot of expectations from Bajaj to bring something great. And I have a lot of points why I believe this is a backstep from Bajaj and not something that will influence them positively in the future. Uh, I don't know yet if this vehicle will sell well. Still do believe it might sell, but let's see. So I'll start with my points. Let's first check the prices of all these motorcycles in this segment, which is the NS200, the RS200, then the FZ25, then the Pulsar 220F, which it will be replacing, and do I forget something, which is equally priced? Okay, so Bajaj says that this is the platform on which the other motorcycles will be based in the future. But if you consider the NS200, which was launched back in 2012, and the RS, which was launched in 2015, these are technologically way more advanced than what Bajaj has launched today in 2021. So I'll begin with a few key points. Let's start with the engine first. The Pulsar NS has a 4-valve triple spark engine, while the 250 has a 2-valve twin spark engine. The difference between the twin and tri spark is not something of my concern, but the 2-valve and 4-valve difference is a very big thing, and we all know how well a 4-valve engine breathes and how much better it performs than a 2-valve. So this is the first part where Bajaj has went a step down. Then comes with liquid cooling. The new motorcycle comes with air and oil cooling, which is a very old way of cooling the engine, and we all of course know it's done for cost saving. But if the NS, which is a cheaper motorcycle than this, is provided with liquid cooling, and if you're paying some more amount and getting a motorcycle with air cooling, it's a very sad thing. Then the next point is 6-speed and 5-speed gearbox. The NS is provided with the 6-speed gearbox, and the Pulsar 250 is provided with a 5-speed gearbox. And we all know, the ones who use on highway, how much we need the 6th gear. So this is a very drastic backstep. I believe that Bajaj should have at least provided with the 6th gear. Now let's get to the chassis part of it. The NS200 has a steel perimeter frame, which is something you often see on sports bikes like the Ducatis, and often we also see trellis frames like on Ducatis and KTM's. But they have went back with the tubular frame, which is like the old 220F had. Uh, and this means that there is less chassis rigidity, so you will definitely feel a kind of flex in the chassis when you're cornering out there, and that is, I think, a very bad backward step from Bajaj. The next thing is the NS and the Pulsar 50 both are available with single channel, but with the RS you get a dual channel ABS. I think Bajaj should have definitely provided the Pulsar 250 with a dual channel ABS. With regards to looks, I would keep that issue for you to decide, because it's a lot like a personal taste when it comes to aesthetics of a motorcycle. I think the Pulsar 250 just looks fine, and it looks a grown-up design over the 220F, which it will be replacing. But the whole foundation of the motorcycle, I believe, isn't something we want the next generation of Pulsars to continue with. We want the Pulsars to continue with the chassis of the NS. Let's talk about a few good things maybe. There's a slip and assist clutch. I just believe us trash that slipper and slip and assist clutch and just give us a damn sixth gear. All the riders out there will be a lot more happier. Then there is a bezel-less display. It's just a marketing gimmick. I don't think it achieves anything great. It's just something that looks cool and a bit more aesthetic. Then we have a USB charging port, which is a good thing, and I think a lot of manufacturers have already started providing it. But there's nothing special out here. What do you guys think? The reason why I am greatly disappointed is because I have great admiration in this man, Rajiv Bajaj, and I believe he has the power to influence the Indian motorcycle industry radically and positively. He is the one who got into the joint venture with the KTM and brought us these amazing motorcycles, the KTM Duke 200 and the 390, which wasn't in the portfolio of KTM ever before. And KTM did well, and these products are selling quite well globally. And at the same time, he is the one who has seen Bajaj all over these years and brought about good motorcycles in the Pulsar and the Discover stable, and also the Domina 400, which is a very accomplished tourer. And sadly, things haven't gone the same way this time. So, whom is the Pulsar 250 exactly targeted for? This is my major question. Um, the immediate rival which I see is the FZ25, which is like 4,000 rupees cheaper and produces less power. If you compare it with that, then definitely you'll be happy with the way the Pulsar 250 performs. But if you consider the NS 200, which is priced at 1 lakh 33, that is 7,000 cheaper, you still get a lot more features with the NS 200. And if you want a fed motorcycle, and if you are willing to spend those 23,000 rupees more, you get the RS 200, which is a very well accomplished motorcycle just for fairing. And it also looks quite unique because it has resemblance to Bumblebee from Transformers. To sum it up, I think Bajaj has lost an opportunity to do something very remarkable. And will this sell well? I think it might, because the Pulsar 220F also, still after so many years of being launched, does sell well. So this can be another success story maybe for Bajaj. But does it make a true Pulsar maniac happy?